Hi, welcome back to Holler Mom. So, I think I've got my technical issues straightened out, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So, for those of you that are new here, my husband and my son are both race car drivers. I grew up in a racing family, lots and lots and lots of racing. Like, our oldest child's named Race. Yeah, we're a little obsessed. But, so it's Friday afternoon. It's just a little afternoon. I'm getting ready to go to town, get some groceries. I'm just about done packing our stuff. I just need to separate some things that need to go in a bag for tonight that I can quickly pull out at the track so I don't have to pull all the bags out. Like if somebody needs a sweatshirt or Dennis needs his Crocs or something like that. So I thought I would take you guys along and show you what goes on. And my daughter just messaged me and she's here. So I'm going to go to town, and when I get back, I'll show you the packing situation. Okay. I just got back from town. I look like a hot mess. I hurried up. I threw everything in the coolers. I didn't even have the time to think to pull the camera out. My husband's home. He is outside getting the last few things in the truck. I have the coolers packed. I have it split into what we need for tonight and what just goes to camp. Throwing some things in the bag that were last minute. I bought some new shoes today, and yeah, it gets a bit hectic when it's time to go. Okay, it's a little while later. It's been nothing but pure chaos since we got here. We had to rush, get things unloaded, get the dogs settled, driver's meeting, and hurry up and get their suits and their receivers and their transponders and all that fun stuff done. And now I'm on my way out to get the lineup. Good puppies? Are you being good puppies? Tussle. Apparently there's some people around here that haven't seen my TikTok about don't talk smack about your husband, because I just heard a conversation behind me of people talking smack. Yeah. Let's just say I hope he ends up intact tonight. So we made it back to camp. I really was unhappy when we were at Thunder Mountain because I don't believe they scored Dennis and Blaze in the correct positions. But you know, what do I know? I've only scored since 1999, which makes that what now, 20, 21 years, 22 years, I don't know, a lot of years since I learned how to score. And I'm not just hand scoring, I mean transponder scoring. So it is what it is. I voiced my opinion. And okay, so now we're just gonna hang out at camp. I don't know if we're gonna cook anything. We might just, you know, eat snacks and chips, have a few cocktails, and go to bed. Morning. It's now Saturday. It's a little after 9. We got up early because it was really cold and I forgot to bring the heater. So we were all up by like 7:30 outside. We had breakfast already. Like, we don't usually do breakfast this early. Pancakes, maple sausage, and bacon. So now I am going to get dressed and pick up this camper a bit. And I just realized there's a child out there. He must be grumpy. Yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna get dressed, pick up the camper, and then we gotta go to Walmart because I forgot the crock pot for dinner tonight. So, it's, I don't know, like 10 o'clock. Blaze and I are getting dressed. Or, well, I got some clothes on, got cleaned up, kinda, and we're gonna run into town. We're gonna go to Walmart. I forgot to bring the crock pot for dinner tonight, and Blaze needs to get some parts for his dad. So, let's go.
He said a quarter, so.
Okay, back from town. We went to a hardware store, a parts store, and Walmart. I forgot a cart in Walmart. That was ridiculous. I mean, I got a crock pot, some Stoke, crock pot liners, paper plates, and a can of cream of mushroom soup. Or, yeah, cream of mushroom. And I didn't have a cart. And I had to carry it. And then I had to get ice on the way out. That was funny. So, I'm back. They worked on the cars a bit. Now they have got to finish what they needed the parts, the rod and the drill bit and the other thing for. The parts store, we just went to get brake pads for Blaze's truck. So my hubby's out there working on the generator, and Blaze just fired up the Tonka toy, which is my nephew Dylan's dirt bike. We call it the Tonka toy because it's tiny. So I'm going to go ahead, get this camper picked up, and I'm going to try to get a workout in. Let's see if that happens. we did? I didn't know we called them. We might have called them while I was in So I got these little tote bin things from the Dollar Tree, and I use it to hold all of our plates and bowls and silverware, and then I have the cups in the other one up there. I tried to keep a little basket with the plates and silverware and the salt pepper out on our
Did you get a text message on your phone with an address?
Give it an hour, it'll open the text message.
What?
Oh, wait.
Huh?
Hang on.
You didn't?
I don't think so. I'm double checking. No, I did not. Okay, it's late Saturday afternoon. We are getting ready to head over to the track. I fed everyone. We had a really good crock pot thing. If I can find the video, if I can remember what channel it was on, I think it was Everyday Southern Wife, like something like that. I will link it because it was really good. It's like cheeseburger sloppy joe. Highly recommend it. So good. And the people that didn't want that had sandwiches. And when we get back later, we'll fire up the grill and cook some kielbasa. So yeah, I'm ready to go. I got a snack bag packed for the track because we can't live without snacks. And I'm trying to get the kids to take the dogs out to go potty. And then we will be heading over to the pits. In the camper. Dennis! So one of my main tasks in the pits is getting my son and my husband's helmet ready. Here I'm starting with my son's helmet. I am wiping the inside of the face shield with Windex. And then I'm going to go ahead, now I'm going to do my husband's. And when I'm done with this, I decided the outsides were pretty crummy looking from the night before. So I'm going to go grab some wipes out of the truck, some baby wipes. We have baby wipes everywhere. We don't have babies, but we have baby wipes. Next, I'm going to wipe down the inside of the shield with some Pledge that I sprayed on a paper towel. This will help keep their helmets from fogging up later in the night. Another solution to this is a cold air exchange system, but that unfortunately, like a lot of other things, is not in our budget. So we do what works. My husband's old boss, Norm, taught us this little trick about spraying the Pledge on the inside of the helmet. So we've had really good results with it. After I do this, I will go ahead and I will clean the outside of the helmet. And then I will put on the tear-offs. Okay, so this is when I went, I guess, and got the wipes out of the truck from my purse. I carry a package in my purse. We have them in the camper. We have them at home. I think I will always be carrying baby wipes because they are like the most convenient thing ever. I'm just wiping all the hardened dirt and mud off the front of their helmets. I think this night I did go ahead and spray some of the molecule helmet refresh inside the helmets. I can't remember if I did that on Friday night or if I did it on Saturday night, but I know I did it one of the nights. Just purchased that a few months ago, and we're giving it a try just to see if it keeps them from getting so stinky from sweat. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to spray them both down with the Windex, like I said, and clean off the shield so I can start putting the tear-offs. If you're not familiar with the racing world, a tear-off is a thin strip of plastic that goes over the shield, and they can just take one hand off the wheel and rip a layer of tear-off off. They are super thin, so it doesn't affect their vision, but it will... when you rip it off, you can see again. The dust is gone. That's probably not a very good explanation, but basically that's what a tear-off is. It's a thin strip of plastic, goes over the shield, and then, you know, you're removing a layer of dirt so you can see. Once I finish up their helmets, I go ahead and I get their receivers ready. A receiver is a one-way radio that the track officials talk to the drivers on. It helps them with lining up after a yellow flag incident, things like that, letting them know if a caution's coming out or a red flag, which actually will come into play later in the evening. But with the receiver, I basically I change the battery out every week, or every night actually, I should say, just to make sure that it works. And then I will put up strips of duct tape on the roll bar just above the steering wheel so the guys can tape the earbuds to their ears. It just helps them hear better. So on the first lap of the feature, there was a caution, and then on the restart was when it happened. My son ends up involved in a spin that results in a red flag. That's not pretty. The mullet machine's not pretty anymore. Listen, and you'll hear the panic in my voice. Is he okay? Is he okay?
That's what they're checking on him.
I don't like that guy's still in the car. No, Chrissy.
Thank goodness for my friends Chrissy and Karen. Chrissy took the camera, so because I was live on Facebook at the time, and I ran down to the fence to the flagman, and he was relaying information to me what was going on. Blaze was knocked out just for a minute or so, but when they took his helmet off, his eyes were kind of bouncing all over the place. So they made the decision for him that he was done for the night. In reality, he thought he could keep racing. They checked him out in the pits. They recommended going to a facility to get checked, but we just kept an eye on him, and he crashed at the camper when we got back. And then he ended up going to urgent care on Monday at home and was diagnosed with a moderate concussion.
It is Sunday morning, and I am rough. I think we're all a little rough come Sunday morning. Got out, visited the outhouse.
I take my piss of excellence.
And made some coffee. And fed the ducks. That's about my extent so far. Watch them, they don't run off. They don't chase the kids on the bikes. My husband heard a car on the racetrack, so he took the Tonka toy to investigate. Blaze is working on his truck. I'm about to go survey a modified. I'm about to go do something. I'm gonna get out some strawberries for me and my little friend to eat. And she just heard me and looked at me. And survey the damage in the daylight. Ooh.
Sheet-metal-wise, Blaze's car wasn't too unfixable, but the underneath was where there was a lot of damage. Motor mounts were literally sheared off. Dennis's car was torn up too, mostly just cosmetic that can be banged out and straightened out, but he had a little incident in the feature as well. Thankfully, nothing like Blaze's. Our table is usually a pretty good hot mess come Sunday morning. A lot of times we crash Saturday night and don't clean up afterwards. We typically do eggs or pancakes for breakfast. This weekend we did pancakes on Saturday, eggs on Sunday, and then we found this really good maple sausage at Aldi that we've been really enjoying at camp. And then we do bacon too. We kind of have a rule: if you camp with us, you eat with us, and we will feed anyone that's there. Last summer we had a weekend, they had a couple big races, and a lot of guys that were local to us in New York came down, and we had like almost 40 people camping with us that weekend. We had a huge spread. It was like a buffet you had never seen before. It was huge. There was like tables full of food, and it was just so much fun. So we're just about to Bradford. Just drove through a little bit of rain. Called Blaze. He said it wasn't raining here. Got anything to say about last night?
Yeah, no comment.
I'm not feeling the greatest. Didn't vlog very much this morning. Fifi, got anything to say? Huh? There's people walking outside the room.
You said 5, 6, 10 different guesses.
So we finished our weekend out at a practice session at Bradford Speedway, and Bradford Speedway is kind of like home to me. One of the first tracks my dad raced at. I spent most of my childhood going here every single weekend. It's my dad's favorite track. I think it's one of my husband's favorite tracks. It's one of my favorite tracks to go to. Of course, everyone had to come over and check out the carnage on Blaze's car. Fiona, you got yourself in one tangled mess.
Over here is the side. Right here. Get a good porta power, put it in that corner there, and put it over on this corner, and shove it back.
So I walked away for a minute and came back, the family's gone. So got Dennis all registered. I'm gonna put my sweatshirt on and go find So this is a clip of my little brother. He's not very little, he's 40. But he is the orange 05. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I hope you enjoyed this peek into what my life is like on the weekends during the summer. I hope you will subscribe, hit the thumbs up if you like the video, and I will talk to you down in the comments.